Good morning, adventurers. My name is Ben, and welcome to a morning show where I sit around, drink some tea, and talk about D&D. Except for today, as you might be able to tell, it is hot chocolate instead of tea. But first up for T&D, or hot chocolate and D, I guess here, which maybe is not the right thing I should be calling that. I have the cup full of cozy mug that I got from Goodwill like 8 months ago because I saw it and I went, this will be really good for when we get to holiday time and I need to do something with Christmas. And inside of it, I have some peppermint hot chocolate from Target. I think this mix is like over a year old at this point, and some big old marshmallows, because marshmallows are yummy. Good stuff. Welcome to the final episode of Season 4 here. Woo, we made it. Episode 50 of Season 4 is here. That means that while it was actually probably closer to like 12 weeks because I had a couple little breaks in there, there are basically 10 weeks of continuous material from this show for this season, which is so many. It's so many. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I truly do appreciate it. It means the world to me that I get to do this every morning. And I widely appreciate all the support. Keep spreading the word. Let people know, because the more people that know about this, the better I'll be able to just keep up doing it. And I really like doing it. So let's go ahead and let's dive into what we are doing today in terms of what we've got going on here. Today, as promised, it is the wrap up to the holiday week here, the end of 2022. So I went ahead and I threw together a quick little stat block for our good friend Santa Claus. He has been statted by a million different people already, but I wanted to go ahead and make a stat block that is maybe a little bit more usable in your holiday one-shots, as opposed to a CR 30 plus monster that everybody sort of like throws together. Obviously, this is not a perfect stat block. I had to cut some corners here and there because I wanted it to be an actually usable creature, something that maybe like a party of levels 6s or 7s could actually fight. But let's go ahead and let's take a look. I'm going to have the link. It's just a Google Doc. It's just going to be a share link in the Google Doc attached to the description of this episode. So go ahead if you want to check it out, download it. It is there for you guys to access. So let's go ahead, and without further ado, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this stat block. This is Claus, as I have called him. So starting off right at the top, as I mentioned, name is Claus. He's a huge fae. I have on here that he is neutral good because all the little good children of the world get presents. He is not necessarily lawful or chaotic as long as they are good. They're good. So neutral good. Armor class of 18 with natural armor. Presumably his suit and general hardiness as a fae in this case. Give him some extra armor, extra toughness, 18 for an armor class. Hit points of 226. I got there by using 24d12 plus 70. His speed, 30 feet. Normal speed, right? Now, ability scores. We have, in the order that they are presented, and I was going to say no particular order, but that would be a lie. Strength at 22, which is a +6 modifier. His save being +6. Dexterity, 15, a +2 modifier, with a save of +2. Constitution at a 20, which is a +5, with a save of +10, so proficient in that saving throw. Intelligence, 15, +2, saving throw of +2. Wisdom, 22, +6, saving throw of +11. And charisma, 18, +4, saving throw +4. The logic there being that he has to be strong to haul around all of those presents. However, it probably isn't like his physical strength that is the thing that really like, gets him moving every day. It is more than likely being constantly in absolute frigid temperatures that really sort of build up that hardiness to him. And then the man has to have wisdom out of this world wisdom, because he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. I'll just finish that one out. But has to have really good wisdom to have those things going for him, which are reflected in the skills. First off, we have acrobatics. He's got to maneuver his way down all those chimneys and be careful to get across the rooms, to be agile enough to be able to do that in spite of being a huge Fae. So +7 acrobatics, athletics +11. Again, he's got to be able to haul those toys around. Insight and perception, both +16. I went with expertise on these because, again, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you're doing bad or good. He can read you like a book, and he can always find you. And in stealth, we have a +12. Also, expertise in stealth because he's got to be able to get in and out of all the houses without actually setting off any kind of alarm or anything like that. So those are both important there. Damage immunities. We have cold, obviously, and we have poison because, let's be real here, there have got to be kids out there who are afraid of Santa Claus who've tried to poison him on accident or on purpose. So he's got to be able to be immune from being poisoned. In my mind, at least, that makes a lot of sense. Damage resistances. Fire, going down those chimneys. He might run into fire every once in a while, but he is not necessarily used to it. So I'm thinking that maybe his suit is like some kind of flame retardant a little bit. And then bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical weapons. That one's kind of standard for anything that is worth actually having on there. Condition immunities. Charmed, frightened, and poisoned. You think you can scare Santa Claus? No, you can't. You think you can charm Santa Claus? No. And as we discussed, you can't poison Santa. Let's go. Come on now. His senses, passive perception shakes out to be 26, and I gave him dark vision out to 60 feet. That is plenty of room in any normal house to be able to get up and down. In addition to the fact that he is, actively ready to see what is going on, while all of the good little human children that he serves for the most part are unable to really see what's going on. He shakes out to be a challenge rating of 14, more or less. That is 11,500 experience points. Proficiency bonus of +5. And I gave him all languages because, again, he goes around the entire world serving everybody that believes in him. So he has to be able to speak all of their languages. Now, a couple of general features. Aura of Holiday Spirit. Any creature that begins its turn within 10 feet of him must make a DC 19 Wisdom saving throw or be charmed by him for 1 minute. While the creature is charmed, it has to take the help action on its turn to aid him in whatever action he decides to take on his turn. Creature that is charmed in this way can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn, ending the effect on a success. Once a creature saves from the effect, it is immune to it for 24 hours. Similar to a Frightening Presence kind of thing, except it is a much more localized effect. And instead of making you afraid, it makes you charmed. And as a result of that, you gotta help, because what is the spirit of the holidays if not trying to help the people around you, help your neighbor, and really sort of get into the holiday spirit, get into the giving kind of mindset. So obviously you gotta help him out with what he's doing. In addition, he has 3 legendary resistances, which everybody knows if he fails a saving throw, he can choose to succeed instead. I am noticing that I don't have magic resistance on here, which I should have, and I will be adding that before I post this whole thing. But magic resistance being he has advantage on saving throws against magical effects, magic and spells and other magical effects. There we go. So I'm going to be making sure that I put that one in there. Getting down to his actions. These are where we start to get a little bit interesting here. Actions. He has a multi-attack. He can make 2 attacks, either 2 present drop attacks, 2 candy cane strike attacks, or 1 of each. Present drop is a ranged weapon attack, plus 11 to hit, range of 60 feet, 1 target. Hit 19, 2d12 plus 6, bludgeoning damage, hit or miss, the present thrown falls to the ground beside the target. We'll talk about why that's important in just a second. Candy cane strike, melee weapon attack, plus 11 to hit, reach of 5 feet, 1 target, hit 22, 3d10 plus 6, bludgeoning damage. That one's just sort of what it is. And spellcasting. He can cast one of the following spells requiring no material components and using wisdom as his spellcasting ability modifier. Spell save of 19. At will, we have minor illusion, invisibility, pass without trace, find steed, charm monster, and calm emotions. That should be charm person, not charm monster in there. That is my bad. Because twice a day, he can use major illusion, dominate person, and misty step. All of those seem to make a little bit more sense to me to be more utility kind of things for him to be able to get around. He's not necessarily always going to be fighting, but it will be something that will be kind of nasty for your players to have to deal with if it comes up. But I'm not seeing him quite so much as like a mystical spellcasty kind of guy. A little bit more of support spells for himself, and focusing more on the attacks that he can make. And here is where those come into play. Legendary actions. He can take 3 legendary actions, choosing from the options below. Only 1 legendary action can be used at a time, and only at the end of another creature's turn. Claus regains spent legendary actions at the start of his turn. Attack. 1 action. Makes an attack, either a present drop or a candy cane strike. Coal for Christmas. 2 actions. He chooses 2 presents that he has thrown as part of a present drop attack. Creatures within 10 feet of those 2 presents must make a DC 19 dexterity save or take 14, 4d6, fire damage or half as much on a successful save. Presents targeted this way are incinerated and turned to ash. So basically, he can set mines on the field, and then he can start popping them off and blowing them up, which I think is a lot of fun. I think that's a really fun way to make your players strategize around where things are on the battlefield. Layer actions. On initiative count of 20, losing initiative ties, Claus takes a layer action and causes one of the following effects. He can't use the same effect 2 rounds in a row. First up, Call the Elves. 3 helper elves spring forth from one of the presents scattered on the field. They act immediately after Claus in the initiative order. These elves use the Nevermind Gnome Inventor stat block. These Gnome Inventors were just released in the Little Monster supplement we got with Dragonlance. So if you're not sure what they are, that is free on D&D Beyond. Go check it out. Next up, Toys for Everyone. Claus scatters 3 presents across the battlefield. These act as if they were replaced by a present drop attack for the purposes of utilizing the features in the stat block. So he can use those with his Call for Christmas. He can use them for the Call the Elves. He can use them in whatever way he needs to. And finally, Around the World in One Night. Claus bends time around himself until the next layer action. His speed is doubled, and he does not provoke opportunity attacks. So he can move extra fast, and he will not provoke opportunity attacks in doing so. This is really great if he needs to just sort of like turn the tide a little bit and get himself better positioning. This is one that I'm a big fan of. I really like giving utility, like mobility utility, layer actions if I can, because they don't come up a lot in terms of like the, I don't want to say the grand scheme of things, because that's not what it is, but they don't come up a lot in terms of actual official stat blocks. So I am a big fan of having those just kind of around, because they're a lot of fun. As I mentioned here, this guy is CR 14. 14, is that what I said? Yes, 14, which makes him a great option for your 7, 8-ish party, your party level 7 or 8. Which is actually not a bad level for a one-shot. It's a lot better than just doing an all-level 20 one-shot. People don't have to learn huge new character lists, stuff like that. It is one that is actually pretty accessible. So if you do decide to use this or tweak it or anything like that, let me know. I would love to know that you guys are using my stuff. If you have edits or things you think would be better, let me know too, because again, I love getting to collaborate with people on things. I haven't gotten to do a whole lot of it recently because I've been really busy, or the people I want to like talk to collaborate have been really busy. So it's a really great time to just sort of like put ideas out into the world and see what comes back to you. But that is everything I have to talk to you guys about today. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the shows for today and the weekend, and we'll actually go ahead and we will do a full round robin of every show that we have. Just in general, because we won't be back until season 5 here. So, in no particular order, starting with today, we have Mayhem D&D, Off the Rails, Oxventure, Just Roll With It, Strings of Fate, Rolling with Difficulty, World of Low, The Crown DM, and Coming Together Naturally. Tomorrow, Saturday, I have Dice Funk and Strange Hungers. Sunday, we have Super Idols, Roll For Your Life, Grinning Griffin, Dungeon Drunks, Library of Nightmares, The Chaos Brigade, Rise of the Forsaken, Chromatic Dice, The Stradcast, High Rollers, and Tabletop Notch. Back around to Monday, we have The Paper Dungeon, Chromatic Dice, Beyond the Realms, Unprepared Casters, Greetings Adventurers, Bards of New York, Hapless Heroes, Iron Adventures, Cast Party, 3 Black Halflings, Hello from the Magic Tavern, King Leo D&D, Anti-Heroes Anonymous, The Tabletop Tavern, Top of the Round, and League of Lady Adventurers. Tuesday, we have Diary of a Dragon Pit, Star Wars vs. Resistance, Dungeons and Daddies, Bombarded, Hekva D&D, Glass Cannon, The Queer Questers. Wednesday, we have Dimension 20, Knocked Prone, Venture Maidens, Trials and Trebuchets, and Roll Out. And finally, back around to Thursday, we have Critical Role, Authors and Dragons, NADPOD, and LGBTD&D. Check out literally every one of those shows, guys. Any of them that you can possibly spare time for this holiday season. I know that a lot of them are going to be taking breaks, so it's a great time to catch up on some of your backlog if you have the opportunity and time. But I know that they really appreciate all the viewership, and let them know that I sent you, because someday somebody is going to say something to me about it, and I'm going to think that it's really funny when they do. But until then, I'm just going to keep asking you all to tell them that I sent you. But that's everything I have to talk to you guys about today. So thank you so very much for making me part of your morning routine. I really, honest to God, truly do appreciate it. And thank you so much in particular to my subscribers. If you're interested in subscribing, there is a link, or not a link, there's a button if you're watching YouTube, or you can find me wherever you get your podcasts if you want this in just your ear holes. We're going to be back for Season 5 in February. I don't know the exact day, but whatever the first Monday in February is, that is when we are back for Season 5. Mark your calendars. We're coming back. We're going to do it. We're going to do it great. It's going to be a good time. You got spunk, kid. You got moxie. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So, once again, thank you all so very much for a wonderful Season 4. I had such a good time. I hope you did too. A lot of good stuff happened this season. A lot of really fun stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for Season 5. But, with all that said, the last time this calendar year, guys, happy 2023. So, don't forget, everybody. Drink tea, play D&D, and keep on rolling.